As a little girl on Friday nights, after the Sabbath meal had been eaten, the table cleared, and the dishes put back in the white break font of my parents' dining room, my sister and I climbed into our shared bedroom and listened to the sound of my father's low, melodic voice as he read to us. There were no picture books, no Ramona Quimby, no Nancy Drew. Instead, my father meandered through Mark Twain's Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court and the entire Narnia series. We basked in adventure, pelted him with questions, and even peered over the pages to follow along. In the oasis of our Sabbath story time, my father never lost patience and never closed the book early. Like the cadence of his voice, his choice of books was thoughtful and deliberate, subtly building our identities as females and as Jews. In fact, the books I remember most, King Solomon's Navy and Out of Many Waters, were steeped in Jewish history, one from biblical times, the other from the Portuguese Inquisition. I didn't realize at the time, but both were also written by women. The images of these stories seep into my brain and become as real to me as any childhood memory. All week, my father ran around balancing the demands of a synagogue with the demands of raising 2 small daughters on his own, all while caring for a chronically ill wife. My father didn't have time for assigned gender roles, and he needed that maternal instinct to survive the doctor's appointments, parent-teacher conferences, skin knees, and of course, the midnight wake-up call for water. While he was mother to us out of necessity, he was also mother to us because he instinctively knew how. These books were a safe haven. They taught us the power of words and the comfort of parental closeness. They built our Jewish identities, and without us even realizing it, gave us strong female role models to emulate. And when my older sister struggled with her own demons, I could hear my father's voice through my bedroom wall as he read my aching sister to sleep. Well, when we became teenagers, my mother got stronger, and my father's role fell back into father, disciplinarian, essay editor, politics talker, hider from all things teenage girl. As teenagers, Friday night shifted from family time to the counting of minutes till when we could escape to our friends. My sister and I moved on with our lives. She went away to college, and I lost myself in the constant drama of high school, hormones, and friends. As teenage girls, we had no idea that the shift in priorities was a loss to my father. In fact, we never even realized how much my father gave of himself to mother us. As we grew, we had no idea how hard it must have been to no longer be able to scoop us into bed and fill our imaginations with stories. As children, his mothering was our reality. As teenagers, his frustrated fathering was our reality. It wasn't until I went away to college that I understood just how far outside the norm my father's parenting really was. It wasn't until I had children of my own that I grasped the difficult challenges my father was tasked with, and what a gift it was to my mother to have a man that would do all of this without complaint or without questioning. And as an adult, I now know that while my father mourned many things about us becoming teenagers, he mourned those books the most. He mourned the reading, the closeness, the endless questions, the ability to impart lessons on us without us even knowing. He said he cried when he stopped reading to us. While his tears came from the loss of his young daughters, I suspect they also came because he was no longer our mother.